Do you have any suggestions for how to be successful on set when you're working as a new, if you were a new artist and this is like
Yeah.
maybe your first film, you're nervous, you're going onto set, what would you tell somebody to ease their mind a little bit?
Okay, you know what? I think don't do anything before you're ready. Everybody has a first day, but I find now that everybody wants to like speed up the ladder really, really quickly.
Okay.
Just take your time and learn from the people around you. You know, I really want to stress that because everybody wants to be a department head or that. No, take your time. I worked in background for years and years and years, on huge films. And even now, if I work in background, I will learn something. So don't think because you're working with the BG or, you're not in the trailer. No, that's a complete learning ground out there. Just, and be humble. That's what I would say. Be humble. You don't know everything immediately.
Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, a safe space for ambitious beauty industry creatives to have real talk, get authentic answers, and practical tools to grow their businesses. Join me every week as me and my special guest reveal the keys to longevity and success in the beauty industry, from the ups and downs of their journey to the nitty-gritty of their struggles and triumphs. We're spilling the tea on it all, and most importantly, having fun while doing it. You ready?
Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty, Aquia Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. I am so happy to have you here, and I hope you're listening to this episode in high spirits and in good health. Now, on today's episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast, I have the pleasure of having Matiki Anoff in the Friends of Beauty guest chair. So Matiki is a 3-time Emmy-nominated makeup artist and recently served as the makeup designer for the book of Clarence. She has also worked on projects such as Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Spider-Man Far From Home, A Journal for Jordan, and so much more. But welcome to the Friends of Beauty podcast, Matiki.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. I was just telling you, I'm so excited because I follow you on Instagram. So to finally get to meet you, like at least this way, is very exciting. And I'm so excited to dive into all the work that you did on the Book of Clarence and talk about that today.
I would love to.
Yes. But before we get into the juicy stuff, we're going to start off with some icebreakers to get us warmed up. And so the Friends of Beauty audience can get to know you outside of what you do professionally.
Okay.
So the first one, just give us 3 random facts about you.
3 random facts. Okay. I live in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
I was born in Ghana, West Africa. I went to school in London, England, and I'm also a screenwriter.
Nice. All very cool things. You live in Brooklyn, born in Ghana, raised in London, and a screenwriter.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Next one, let's see. Do you have like a favorite clothing item that you like to wear a lot?
My favorite one at the moment is we got this great flight jacket for Book of Clarence, which is like it was just an amazing jacket. So everywhere I go, everybody's like, where'd you get that jacket? Where'd you get that jacket? It's like, oh, it's a wrap gift from James. It's really cool. So that's like my favorite item so far.
I love that. And exclusive. You can't get it anywhere else.
Exactly.
Worked on the film, so you can't get it anywhere else. I have these random stack of cards. These are called pod decks.
Okay.
Would you rather and a what the heck? They have crazy questions in them that are totally not makeup related.
Would you rather?
Would you rather? Let's see. Pick a random card for Matiki. I don't know about that one. That's a little weird. Ooh. Would you rather be covered in bees or covered in spiders?
Spiders. I have no fear of spiders at all, but bees terrify me.
I have a fear of both.
Really? I have no fear of spiders. I mean, not if they're like tarantulas or something, that might be a problem. But little spiders, no, I don't fear them.
I think I would say spiders, even though I don't like either one, because the buzzing is what does it for me. Like I had to like,
Exactly.
yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that. Oh my God. What do people always tell you that you're good at aside from what you do professionally?
I think mentoring. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Anytime I do like, I often do like union mentoring, go to other regions to talk to makeup artists. And usually at the end of the session, I get like a great response, like they really enjoy what I
Wow.
have to say.
I love that. That's fantastic because we do need a lot more mentorship in this industry, especially for TV and film. I know some
Yes.
people that have like classes and stuff, but yeah, that's really cool. When is the last time that you did something for the first time? Have you had any new experiences lately?
Last time I did something for the first time. Okay, well, the last time I did something for the first time is that I shot overseas, which was on Book of Clarence, and it was in Italy. So that was
Nice.
the first time that I'd shot in Europe with a crew that didn't speak. They spoke some English, but we definitely had a language barrier. But it was fantastic. Really,
That's a
really.
really cool experience. I definitely was going to ask you about that later on, but that's a really cute, really cool experience to be able to work overseas and, immerse yourself in the culture at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you weren't a makeup artist right now, is there anything else you could see yourself doing other than screenwriting and makeup?
Other than screenwriting, I probably would love to do interior design.
Nice. I mean,
Yeah.
that looks nice, just that little
Oh,
cover.
yeah, I love interiors. So I think if I wasn't a makeup artist, I would have been an interior designer.
Nice. Have you ever helped anybody organize their house or
So all my friends, actually, yeah, so many of my friends, especially the male ones.
Mm-hmm. I have a
Yeah.
lot. I have a friend like that. If you need any suggestions on how to just make something pop or add an accent here or whatever, she's your girl.
On a budget too. I'm really good at sourcing things on a budget. So
Okay.
yeah,
Really cool. Well, thanks for sharing with us. I would love to jump in and talk about this movie because it came out on January 12th.
it did.
What has the feedback been so far for the Book of Clarence?
I mean, I think phenomenal feedback. We had such a great cast, wonderful director, and just cinematically, it's stunning,
Yeah.
absolutely stunning. Yeah, Materna was gorgeous,
Nice.
absolutely gorgeous. Yeah.
So what is the movie about?
Okay, the movie it's very interesting because even though it's a biblical piece, it's very much a story of now. So it's like a young, I wouldn't say hustler, but a guy of the streets who decides that he sees the Messiah and sees the adulation and how much money and all that is coming in, and decides that he is going to pretend to be a Messiah. And we just follow him through his struggles, but it's very much uh, um, an urban man struggle. It really is. It's very modern, even though it's in ancient times. It's very modern and a lot of fun.
Right. It sounds like the origination of being a scammer.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
that's where
Exactly.
it began back in the olden days, trying to be a messiah. Hey, I know you're enjoying the episode, but I need you to do something really, really important for me, like right now. I need you to leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and let the people know how much you love the Friends of Beauty podcast. See, in the podcast streets, I'm going to let you know something. If you don't leave a review, then people don't know that the show exists, and then the show won't grow. Reviews are so essential to the continued success of the Friends of Beauty podcast, and plus, I really just want to know what you think about the podcast. I appreciate all the DMs, but a 5-star review would be even better. I would love to read your review on the show and give you a shout out for being a loyal listener. And if it's not a 5-star review, don't even worry about it. All right, don't even worry. Just go ahead and send me an email, honey. We ain't got time for that. If you're watching me on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and even leave a comment to share a takeaway from something that you learned so far. If you don't subscribe or give a thumbs up, then the YouTube streets don't know that the Friends of Beauty podcast exists either. You see how this is going? This is a group effort, and I appreciate you so, so much. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. Let's go ahead and get back into the episode. That's funny. What was your role as the makeup designer on the film?
Okay, so my role was Lakeith, who plays Clarence, had his own team.
Okay.
Which was because he had a lot going on. So my job was to design the rest of the principal cast.
Wow.
Yeah, have some input also into the crowd scenes, what I wanted, what James wanted. So I'm really like a liaison between James and the rest of the makeup team or vision.
So will makeup designer be the same thing as makeup department head?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's yes, it's the same as the makeup department head. Only I had my hand in a little bit of everything, a bit more of like the special effects. Usually you have a special effects team. We had really great special effects artists, but this was an African story. So I wanted to make sure that the scarifications were correct for each tribe, making sure that the color were correct of the different colors of skin. Where did they travel from? Were they dirty? Were they clean? Did they come on like a camel? Did they come on a donkey? All these factors factored in, especially like the henna of the time, ancient looks. Right. So that's pretty much what I had to do. It was quite a task.
Right. And I saw that you had to design like a large amount of the looks within like 4 days or something like that.
Yes, I had the script a week before, but I actually arrived in Materna 4 days before we started shooting. So yeah. So all I can say is, you know, you can't do a movie like this by yourself. You have to give just such thanks and praise to your crew. I was fortunate to have a fantastic crew, and we really worked hard and they really came through. But it was hectic. I'll be honest, there was a lot to accomplish.
Did you have to design Lakeith's looks as well, or did his team take care of that?
His team completely took care of his look. Yeah.
Is that normal for actors to have like their own team?
It actually is, yeah. It really is on larger budget movies. Usually the stars come with their own team.
That's usually really cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the process because up until recently, I do watch movies and everything, but I talked to Carol Rashid about
my
the color purple. Yes. I talked to Carol about the color purple, and I had no clue that so much detail went into the background actors or the people who are in the background. But I'm seeing that you all had like 500 plus people. What is the process for getting all of these people together?
Absolutely. Well, we had a crowd supervisor, and she was amazing because she's done so many Italian films, and she's really a department head herself. So that was a blessing. And just people don't always understand that when you do a period piece, everybody's a principal. Everybody has to go through hair and makeup. So we have to cover tattoos. We have to close the ear holes for guys. They didn't have all these piercings. So all those little details that people don't think about, the eyebrows being too modern, They weren't plucking their eyebrows in a beautiful arch in those days. So just those little details really take you out of the movie if they're not dealt with. So yeah, it's a tremendous task.
Wow, that is incredible. Was it a lot of tattoos on this film?
Actually, it's very, very interesting. When I have an American cast, everybody's tatted up. But this was primarily British. It was a lot of British African actors, and they didn't have a lot of tattoos. We were really surprised, but everybody had ear holes. So all the men, we had to cover all the ear holes and make sure that it looked like the period.
Wow. And how exactly do you do that? Are you plugging it with something and then going over it with makeup?
Yeah, we use this stuff called third degree. It's a preparation. You use two mixtures. You mix it up and it forms like a paste.
Mm-hmm.
And then put it on and it's clear. So then after you can go in with your makeup and cover over the ear. Like that. And beards. We had everybody had a beard in those days. So I didn't have time to pre-order beards for anybody. So my Italian crew hand laid the beards daily. Sometimes we'd have 20 beards in one day to do by hand. They were incredible.
Wow. And how did they keep track of the continuity as far as making sure that it looks exactly or as close as the same as possible every single day?
Every single day. We take pictures from all angles and they match it up perfectly every day.
You really got to have an eye for detail to
Yes.
work like film and TV.
Yeah. It's essential because I'm sure you've seen a movie where somebody's come into one scene and their hair looks like this and then they turn around and their hair
I noticed stuff like that.
It drives me crazy. So you have to be very, very, very precise.
Yeah. Was there anything that you noticed when you saw the film that you were like, dang, I caught that?
No, I was very, very, very happy with the outcome. Very, very, very pleased.
Yeah. So overall, because you did mention it earlier, and I did want to ask you about just working with a team of a different culture, a different language, and everything. Overall, how was that? Any challenges?
Oh, there was certainly challenges, but they were all good ones. They were so supportive and extremely talented, I have to say. Really, really, really talented. I think they're trained very, very, very well in Europe. And we would just laugh. We'd do a lot of hand signals and we didn't know what certain things were called. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I didn't realize. So I guess we're working overseas, you're still covered under the union here?
Absolutely. Even though we shot in Italy, it was an American production. So yes, it was totally union and they abided by all the union rules. It was actually a little less stress because Europeans don't work the hours that we work here. Yeah, they refuse. Very into having a life. They can be in film, but they very much have a life. So yeah, we did like 10-hour days when here we could do 15, 16-hour days on set.
I love that.
Actually kind of nice.
We just want to work ourselves into the ground over here.
They really have it correct.
Man, oh man. Now with Mary Magdalene's makeup, Tiana, I saw that you had a progression of looks for her from when she was a little bit younger, and then also that scene with her when she got stoned.
Yes.
Is there an art to applying blood in a certain way?
Talking to James, we didn't want to overdo the scene. We still wanted to see her vulnerability and her pain. So sometimes when you use too much blood, I think it can be a bit distracting. So we literally made it appear that, you know, a stone would hit her here, then a stone would hit her here. Then he'd say, I want a little bit more here. So we started with less and then just added gradually, as opposed to really, you know, drenching her with blood and then having to take some off. So yeah, we just built on that scene.
Wow. How long were you working on this project? How long were you over in Italy?
We were there. We did 6 weeks before the Christmas break. We came home for 2 weeks and then we went back for another 6 weeks.
Okay.
So over a 4-month period, but we actually only worked 3 months because of holiday and travel and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Was this before the strike?
Yes, it was before the strike. Yes.
Right. So what was that like, just working? I guess everything's just stopped. So when you're working on a project like this, like the Book of Clarence, you're not taking any other jobs?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, absolutely. Absolutely not.
I'm really considering like trying to do TV and film more seriously, because I do TV every now and then, but mostly like reality TV.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. Do you feel like as a film makeup artist,
Yes.
that you have to abide by certain rules that other artists do as far as like social media goes and trying to make a business out of everything and being present, and or do you feel like you could kind of fall to the background a little bit more and just collect your check?
Um, I love film. I love film because I like to do a project for it to be over and then completely focus on something else. I'm not one for ongoing like series that go on for months. Some series, TV shows go on for like 9 months of the year. I can't do that. I like to do the project, do it well, and move on. In terms of social media, of course, we can't post until the project comes out. I don't have any problem with that at all.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is that film is quite demanding for your listeners out there who are considering film. It's demanding. You know, sometimes you'll be away, you know, from your loved ones for 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
The days can be very, very long, you know, so that's really something to consider if you want a career in film. It's wonderful, you know, you get to go to great places, get to meet wonderful people, but it can be quite demanding.
Hey, what's up? I know you're enjoying the episode, but I have to put you on to Friends in Beauty's newest community, the Trailblazers Club. The Trailblazers Club is a place where success not only leaves clues, but becomes a tangible reality for beauty pros just like you. See, a lot of my friends in beauty are so talented and so skilled at what they do, but they lack the essential business skills that are needed to grow and sustain their businesses, or they lack the support that is needed to stay consistent to execute their goals. And that's exactly why I wanted to create the Trailblazers Club, to be able to support you on your journey. Exclusively inside of the Trailblazers Club, you will unlock expert-led masterclasses and breakout sessions every single month, monthly Q&A and mentorship with me, your best friend in beauty, an exclusive and extensive network of beauty pros, support and accountability, unlimited access at that to the archive masterclasses, discounts on select Friends in Beauty events and classes, and so much more. And get this, y'all, it's only $25 a month. You heard that right. It's only $25 a month. But you know how Fat Joe said yesterday's price won't be today's price, or that saying, that's exactly how it's going to be. So you might want to get in while you can. I'll go ahead and leave the link down below, and your fellow Trailblazers are inside waiting for you, and we hope to see you soon. Let's go ahead and get back to the episode.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Oh my gosh. So you grew up in London.
Yes.
When did you come to the States?
I came to the States in 1990, and my father was living in America, so I came to see him. And Then I went back to England because I didn't particularly like it here. And yeah, and then when I went back to England, I really missed it here. So then I came back.
Nice. What would you say is like the biggest difference between America and England, aside from the accent?
The biggest difference, I would say the biggest difference for me at that time was really like the ability to dream. And what I mean by that, I think in England is much more of a class society. It's more classist, I say, than racial issues. Not to say they don't exist there, but my experience. So that if you're in a certain class, there were not jobs that you were able to do. For instance, I couldn't be a member of parliament. I couldn't be a ballerina or an opera singer. People in my working class, that wasn't available to them, let alone a makeup artist. Right. What I thought about America is that you had the ability to dream. So if I woke up today and said I wanted to be an opera singer, it would be possible, you know, and I think that's what England lacked for me at that time.
Wow, that's incredible to hear. And I understand that like completely. I've never been to London or England before, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yes. Wow. That's why all the actors are here. I think all the English actors are all like overtaking American productions now.
Oh my gosh. And I'd be so shook when I hear them speaking with their regular accent. I'd be like, you got me. Yeah, absolutely. And I always wonder, does that happen over there where there are actors, American actors that have infiltrated like the British scene, and like people don't realize they're American?
I can't tell you of one.
Okay.
I can't. And I think, I don't know, but they have really mastered the American accent very, very, very well. Like if you think of Snowfall and even in The Wire back in the day, you know, yeah, really, really effective. I can't tell you of the opposite. I don't know, maybe a period piece or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah. Coming from an African background though, did your parents or family have any resistance to you wanting to do makeup?
Oh my gosh, you know very well. Yes, no, they were not happy at all. My mother wanted me to be a nurse and my father wanted me to be a lawyer. And, you know, when I was coming up, the arts weren't respected at all. The arts or sports were not respected in the African culture. Now it's better, much better. Yeah. But no, back in the day, they weren't interested in that at all. So I was really considered rebellious. Yeah.
And how do they feel about it now, your family?
Yeah, my parents have both passed now, but my mother, I think, really took me seriously because she always would say, like, when are you going to get a job? And I said, I have a job. But you're not working at the moment. I said, no, but I will be working very soon. So I think when I made up Oprah was like the defining moment for her. Then
you got to do Oprah's makeup?
Yes, I did Oprah's makeup years ago, probably 15 years ago for a TV series that she did. Yeah, TV show.
See, it's always those moments though. It's like you have to do something monumental in their eyes for them to be, oh,
totally.
Oprah. You see this?
It's improving though. It's getting better. It's getting
How did you get into makeup originally?
I went to London College of Fashion that do an extensive makeup course, and I couldn't get into the BBC at the time, where all my peers had got into the BBC. And so I decided, my father was living in the States, so I decided to come here and try out. I started doing TV commercials, then loads of music videos, and then eventually got into film.
Nice. Do you have like an editorial background too?
Yeah, I used to do a lot of beauty. I did a lot of European Elle, Vogue, Marie Claire. I used to really, really, really love fashion when I started out.
Yeah, because I was looking at that the looks that you designed, specifically the blue goddess lady, and
Yes,
it was another one that it was just like blue up here and kind of
yeah.
fade.
It's
I was like,
actually
this is,
the same girl.
huh? Oh, it's the same
It's,
girl.
yes, it's the same girl, Akila. She's amazing. She's one of Beyonce's dancers. She's
No.
incredible. And she was also in the Harder They Fall. She's the blue lady in the Harder They Fall. So I think that's going to be a ongoing theme in all of James's projects.
Oh, the blues.
Yes.
That's
This
cool.
time we just had to make her a little bit more for the period. Yeah, so that's why we did the filigree, and yeah, I think she came out very
That was
beautiful.
really cool. I was looking at I was like, ooh, I could totally be this for Halloween this year.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And I actually saw a girl, I don't know if she saw the movie or she just happened to do it, but I know a girl who's bald and she did some henna on her head recently. So it's
Yes,
already started to translate into,
yes, yes, yes.
real world and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it that you liked about film that you just decided to stay there?
Um, I think with fashion, I loved it, but you'd meet somebody cool and then you wouldn't see them again for maybe a year or something. And every crew was different. What I loved about film is that you actually create a little bit of a family, you know,
Mm,
um, and you go through the adventure together. Sometimes it can be 2 months, sometimes it could be 6 months. But I like starting something and finishing it.
yeah, for sure. Do you have any suggestions for how to be successful on set when you're working as if you were a new artist and this is like
Yeah.
maybe your first film, you're nervous, you're going onto set, what would you tell somebody to ease their mind a little bit?
Okay, you know what? I think don't do anything before you're ready. You know, everybody has a first day, but I find now that everybody wants to like speed up the ladder really, really quickly.
Uh-huh.
Just take your time and learn from the people around you. You know, I really want to stress that because
Mm,
everybody wants to be a department head or that. No, take your time. I
mm,
worked in background for years and years and years, you know, on huge films. Um, and even now, if I work in background, I will learn something.
mm.
So don't think because you're working with the BG or, you know, you're not in the trailer. No, that's a complete learning ground out there.
Gotcha.
Just and be humble. That's what I would say.
Yeah,
Be humble. You don't know everything immediately. Just
yeah,
be humble, be observant, and take your time and learn.
yeah. How can they maximize the relationships that they're establishing on set once the film is done? Like, how do you go about maintaining those relationships with people?
You know, in in terms of getting a job later on down the line, is that what you mean?
Well,
Okay,
just, because it could lead to a job later on down the line if you maintain that relationship.
I don't think I don't think you have to maintain any relationship. If you've done the best that you could,
Uh-huh.
people remember you. Cream rises to the top. Just be good at what you do. Don't try and do somebody else's job or be in somebody else's business. Do what you do it well, and you will be remember. You never know when somebody's watching you.
So
Never.
true.
Yes.
That is so true. How did the writer's strike affect the work that you were doing?
I mean, it really affected. Everybody called it the writers' strike, but it was the everybody strike.
The
You
whole
know,
industry.
people, it was an industry strike. What people don't understand that the film industry actually spans out to everything. So if a film comes to town here, it influences the dry cleaners, the the Uber accounts, the hotels.
That's like the economy, the whole economy for
The
wherever they
whole
are.
economy of that region, you know, is magnified by that. So it really had an effect. So yes, the writers were on strike, but so were the makeup, so was hair, so were props, so were the production designer, so was the script supervisor. So yes, it was an everybody strike. It wasn't a writer's strike. So yeah, it was something.
So how did you overcome that? What did you do in the meantime?
You know, I spent a lot of time writing, on working on my own projects, and basically, I think you don't know how hard you work until you stop. And I'd been really on the go. So for me, it was actually a good time. Financially, obviously not, but just to rest for that amount of time. A little bit like COVID, when people realized what it was like to put their children to bed and read them a story and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So for me, it wasn't, monumentally scary. I used the time wisely.
Yeah. What are some common challenges that you see other film makeup artists encounter when they're getting into the industry? I guess things that they didn't know what to expect and then it happened and then they kind of gotta recalibrate. I'm not sure.
Some of the challenges, I think making connections, attracting people. Yeah, I think that's like the major thing, because when you first get in, you don't know anybody. But I would just encourage that once they do start, don't be afraid to do BG. Don't think that, oh, you're in the union now and you've got to do a star. I would say really just start, if you're going to contact people, ask them if they need help with BG and stuff like that. Because I'm telling you, people are always watching. And if you're good at what you do and you're professional and you show up on time and you're not in everybody's business and you don't think you know it all, people see that and will want to hire you.
For sure. Do you all have like your own secret society as film makeup artists where you feel like, I don't know, because I know some makeup artists who it's so much that we could do. We could work at the counter. We could
Yes.
be,
Yes.
regular everyday women. Do you all set yourselves apart as like, I'm a film makeup artist. I don't work with clients. Like, I don't do
Oh,
that.
no. Actually, yesterday I worked, Saturday I worked with the lovely Miss Alfrey Woodard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she had a beautiful event. So I went to her hotel and made her up. And of course, she was in Book of Clarence. So that it was just lovely. So no, there's nothing like, oh, do this, so I can't do that. No, I'd love to do more commercials. Usually when you get into film, you will lose your commercial clients because you're on that for such a long amount of time. But there's nothing really that I mean, I probably wouldn't do major music videos now, but other than that, no, there's nothing. There's no snobbery, at least with me.
Yeah, for sure. Is there anything that's coming up next that you could share? Any projects?
I just finished a movie called Killing Castro, which is about, of course, Castro when he came to New York to be at the UN, and Malcolm X helped him. He couldn't find a hotel because he was a communist. This is in the 50s. And Malcolm X helped him, took him to the Hotel Teresa in Harlem. So it's going to be fantastic.
Oh my God. When does that come out?
I'm sorry?
When does that come out?
I don't know. I think probably in the fall. I would say
Okay.
the fall, yeah.
That is incredible. I'm like, Malcolm X helped Castro.
I'm telling you, for
That's
me,
so cool. Living that
historically,
time.
it was fantastic. So all these people was trying to, the CIA, the FBI, some Cuban dissidents, and all these people were trying to kill Castro. And it's going to be really good. So that's what I'm looking forward to coming out.
Okay, so movies like The Book of Clarence and things like this, where you kind of have to go back in time, how do you prepare for roles or to design makeup for things like this? Do you watch a lot of period pieces, or do you look at pictures from those times? Like, how do you prepare personally?
To be honest, the internet has changed the game. There's
No.
just a wealth of anything you want to know is out there,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really, really effortless now to research. It takes a lot of time, but you can find anything. And I really like to find little things, little details of each period that possibly somebody else hasn't thought of or seen before. So little things like in Killing Castro, we had one character that smoked a pipe, and this is a real historical character. So, just like putting a nicotine stain on his mustache, little details like that, I think just really sell a project. Or everybody smoked in those days, so we put nicotine on the fingers, little that people don't always think of.
Yeah. I love that. It's the details. It really
Yeah.
is the details. Wow. Okay. So when you think about, I guess, your legacy for the industry, if you've ever thought about it, what would you want your legacy to be as far as the beauty industry or screenwriting,
Mm-hmm.
whatever?
My legacy. I would like to be known, obviously, for my talents, but also to create a really good work experience. I like to be the type of department head that's inclusive, that we can go to work, we can have a good time, we can collaborate. As I said, I learn something every job from one of my assistants, my key, my third, a background person, whatever. I'm always learning. And I just would like my legacy to be somebody that created a space for that we're all in this together. And that just an enjoyable space when people work with me.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, this has been a great conversation. I don't even want to let you go. Can you stay longer? Joking. Before I let you go, I have to ask you the Friends of Beauty rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So you'll be great. Whatever comes to your mind first, just spit it out. Or if you need to elaborate, that's fine too. It doesn't have to be like, because if you need to elaborate, you can. So the first one is, what are the top 3 keys to your success so far?
The top 3 keys to my success so far, I would say patience, the love of people, and the ability to create a fun space.
That is so important. Gotta have fun. How do
Yes.
you measure your success?
How do I measure my success? Success is not really something I sit down and say, oh, I'm successful. People keep calling. They're tired. So I must be doing something right.
Yep, I like that. They keep calling, I keep answering, and we're gonna keep on doing this thing.
That's right.
Okay. What's the best advice you've ever received, or a piece of advice that's just always stuck with you?
The best advice I'd ever received, it was actually from Oprah. That is, never give somebody a second chance to let you know who they really are. believe them the first time.
Wow. That's so hard, though, because you want to believe people could change and all that. But
She's right.
oof, Lord have mercy. Okay, we go listen to Auntie Oprah. What advice would you give to another makeup artist right now, another TV or film makeup artist who is just not seeing the results that they thought they were going to see as a film, TV makeup artist, and they're just like, maybe this isn't for me?
I would tell them definitely hang on in there. Things go in cycles, and you might be at the end of a cycle that you think this is not working, and the next cycle can change your life completely. Just hang on in there. It will happen.
For sure. Hang on, y'all. Hang on. What's a resource that helps you in your business or what you do as a film makeup artist that you can share with the Friends in Beauty community?
Meditation.
Ooh, I love that.
Meditation changed my life.
How do you meditate?
I get still and I play some meditation music, light a candle, and just go in. Let the universe tell me what it needs to tell me.
I know that's right. Meditation has changed my life too. I said I was going to tell a story about it one day, but I totally agree. It could totally recenter your whole day.
Yes.
Yeah, and your life. So the last one, just fill in the blank for me and just say my name is blank Matiki. And the key to longevity and success is blank. Like whatever you think it is personally, the key to longevity and success. So my name is blank. And the key to longevity and success is blank.
My name is Matiki, and the key to success is be true to yourself.
Be true to yourself. What do you mean by that?
Be true to yourself. Don't try and be something that you're not.
Okay.
It's not going to work for you.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be good at everything. If you're good at one thing, do that and do it well.
I know that's right. All right, Matiki. Well, thank you so much. Before you go, please share social media or however you want people to connect with you and continue to follow along on your journey.
Okay, my Insta is Matiki Pro Makeup, and yeah, that's it. Contact me. Love to hear from you.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing with us and continued success to you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with another friend in beauty. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe, rate, and leave a 5-star review so that other friends in beauty can find the show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty, hashtag Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.